I'm Darren McGillvrey, Special Agent in Real Estate, and I'm here with Ross Kanaga from NEDCO. And Ross, why don't you tell us who you are and what NEDCO is all about?
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Darren, for inviting me.
Yeah.
My name is Ross, and NEDCO stands for Neighborhood Economic Development Corporation. And we're a community development corporation, a nonprofit that's been around since 1979 here in NEDCO. And we really support individuals and families working towards economic security, financial stability. And one of the biggest ways we do that is supporting people towards home ownership.
Okay. All right. So great. Home ownership, obviously very important. Finances, very important. What are some of the ways that you're helping people?
Well, probably two of the biggest ways that we support people is through education and then financial pre-purchase homeownership counseling. So when somebody walks in our door, sometimes they choose to meet with a homeownership counselor and then take one of our different classes, ABCs of home buying, or the threshold homeownership class, and then probably meet with their homeownership counselor as they get closer and are more kind of deep in the home buying process.
Okay, and I've had the privilege to be able to volunteer to teach some of these classes. I think it's essential for especially first-time home buyers, but really everybody to know how your finances are going to work, especially once you own a house.
Yeah, so the financial pre-preparation is one of the big pieces of what we focus on, and there's a lot of steps in that process, but one of the big things is there's a handful of things that if you work on it, you can really save money on your mortgage. But with respect to our classes, we're very fortunate to bring in experts from the field like yourself to help make the class really rich and give just-in-time information in a variety of different areas. So real estate, mortgages, home inspectors, escrow officers, and the like.
Yeah, it's a big process to buy a house, and so they really get that education. I was just listening to a podcast on real estate investing, and the lady was saying how it's unfortunate that in the school systems you learn how to bake a muffin in home ec, but there's no real financial classes for these kids as they get older.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people before they even take our home ownership classes, they may take our financial foundations class, which covers everything from the very start, that is your budget, your spending plan, but then really diving into debt, savings, financial planning, saving for retirement, some of those big things, but also really working on your credit. That's something that you can do a lot to save you money as you jump into this biggest purchase of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't know your credit score, you better find out and find somebody that can help you with it if it's down there, because it can help you with saving money there for sure. So give us do you have an example of a tip or something that somebody might learn when they come to a class?
Well, we do a lot of different things, but one thing we work on is for people figuring out their debt to income ratios. And as you go through the mortgage process, you're going to be pre-approved for certain loan offers. And one thing I just want to emphasize to you is just because you're pre-approved for amount doesn't mean that you necessarily want to spend that amount. So there's that famous exercise where you live the mortgage, actually try on the mortgage.
Right.
There is something to being house poor, so before you actually purchase, do the live the mortgage exercise. There's plenty of other things we talk about, but that's one good activity you can do on your own.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. It's a great tip too, because I work with buyers and I see them. They are approved for $250 and that's where they want to be, or maybe try and stretch it a little bit further. Or there's those that are approved for $250 but they only want to spend $200.
Well, and remember when you're budgeting, you're going to have your principal and interest, but then there's also those taxes, insurance, and in most cases for first-time home buyers, there may be some mortgage insurance too if what you put down is less than 20%.
Absolutely. So it's very important to look at insurance, how much that's going to cost you, and taxes, how much property taxes are you going to pay on that place? Because especially in different areas, it can vary by quite a bit.
Absolutely.
You can be paying quite a bit more money. So, that's great. Is there anything else that you wanted to add, Ross?
Well, I think one thing that's important to know is that it's $75 to use NEDCO counselors and education for a full year, and So come and join us.
Yeah, great. Well, that's fantastic. So I just wanted to do a video like this it's one thing for me to just tell you what NEDCO is, but it's another to hear it straight from Ross here, the man at the company. So I believe that it's a great way to begin your home ownership process, or just a financial course for your life. And it's just that education proponent that we don't really get in school.
Yeah, and once you get into the process, when you're working with us, you may qualify for certain different saving grant programs or down payment assistance. And so some of the education qualifies you for those things as well.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I didn't even touch on that. That's big if you want some assistance for your down payment. So great. Well, thank you very much, Ross. I appreciate your time today.
Thanks a lot, Darren.
Thank you.
Okay.